Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So today it's been a little while since we made a video. A lot of family emergencies coming up lately, and I still didn't have my surgery, so when that time comes I'll probably be delayed again. But I figured it's a nice gloomy day here in Florida. We finally are getting some rain outside, and why not make some hearty soup type recipe? Because from Pennsylvania, whenever it's gloomy or cold and gray outside, we always make some kind of soup. So today I'm going to make Creole Lima beans. So I've been seeing this recipe popping up from time to time, and I thought I'd try this and put my own twist on it. And my whole family loves these large lima beans, so it's nice that we can find a soup that we can make with that. So come along with me and we'll get this recipe started. Alrighty, so in today's recipe we're going to have obviously the large lima beans and all the spices and everything here, some celery, some garlic and onion, and some sausage, beef sausage, and some shrimp. So this is a recipe that takes quite a bit of time to do, just because of the beans that have to cook for an hour and a half. But we'll get this started, and the first thing we're going to do is we're going to get everything prepped. We're going to cut up the sausage. We're going to fry it with some garlic and onion and butter and get it ready, and then the next thing we'll do is do the beans. So let's get started. Alrighty, so we're going to get this sausage frying up here. So let me grab a knife. We are going to put 4 tablespoons of butter and some bacon grease. I'm going to actually use 2 tablespoons of butter and 2 tablespoons of bacon grease. So I will put the butter in here. Get this started. Put her down on medium heat for now. Get everything melted up. This is 2 tablespoons of butter. Put that in there. And then I use this bacon up. I use that for a lot of stuff, especially when I make breakfast in the morning. And we're going to put 2 tablespoons in there. Again, it doesn't have to be exact, but it's going to be pretty close, because you know it's all going to mix with everything anyway. That one doesn't want to come off there. Give it a little push with our hand. There we go. All right. Now what we're going to do, we're going to put this 1 pound of beef sausage. I cut this up. This is pretty thin. We're going to put that in there to brown it. And we're going to get that all nice and brown and get those oils and everything out of that meat. And then we're going to mix in our vegetables to get them sauteed as well. So just give me a few minutes here and we'll get this browned up. Alrighty, as you can see here, this has gotten browned up. We got some glaze on the bottom of the pan, which is a good thing. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take all this sausage out of here. We're going to drain off all the grease and butter. So we're going to use that for our vegetables. So we're going to dig all this out. Here, take me a few seconds. All this nice meat out of here. We're going to save this for later. We're going to add that in at the end. So get this all strained off without trying to make too much of a mess. You'll hear some noise in the background. That's okay. That's my kiddos. They're over spending the weekend with me. So now we're going to take our celery, which is 2 ribs of celery. You use a medium onion, but I use the dehydrated onions, so that's basically a ½ a cup. We're going to put that in there, turn it down on low, just so we can get this started to cook down a little bit. Want this to cook down. Get that celery and all that them juices mixed in with the onion and Get the celery soft a little bit. We're gonna let this just simmer for 2 to 3 minutes, not long, just to saute it. And then we're gonna add some trusty garlic. So I'll get this ready to go. And we'll come back in a few seconds when I'm ready to start adding some garlic and some seasonings. Alrighty, so the celery is starting to cook down a little bit and get a little translucent. I'm going to now add 4 heaping tablespoons of garlic, minced garlic. 2, 3, 4. Okay. We're going to add about a half a teaspoon of pepper, just not to coat it all. This thing here doesn't do too well. I have it on fine, so it gets stuck up a little bit. Let's put it. There we go. All right, some pepper's fine, and then we're going to take some paprika. We're going to put in there basically some. Hold on one second. I got my little granddaughter's calling me, so I got to see what she wants. All right, now I'm back. So then we're going to put in there about a half teaspoon of paprika, just enough to coat it all. That's what she should look like in there. Nice. And then we're going to take this Zatarain's. I use all Zatarain products, and this is the Creole seasoning. And we're going to put in there 1.5 teaspoons of this, and we're going to get our mixed around. Now I'm just going to estimate here, just because I've been cooking for a while and I'm not going to measure everything out. That's good enough. Yep. All right. We're going to mix this around. Get all those flavors incorporated. As you can see, with adding all these different things in the bottom, a little bit of water's come out of the celery, everything, and the yeah, my burner's flipping around there. And we're gonna get this all mixed together. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the beans. Let this cook a little bit. So we start to smell the garlic coming out of there. It's like a garlic perfume. Okay. Now, I know a lot of people add peppers to their Creole. I am not a pepper guy of any kind. So I don't like green peppers, red peppers, any kind of peppers. I do use a little red pepper flake in sausage and stuff when I make that. But again, that's very sparingly. All right. So now that that's got cooked around, we're going to add our beans. Now I'm going to add these beans here. That's 1 pound of giant limas. They have been soaked in all night. And I'm going to drain this water off. We're going to pour the beans in there, like so. And then we're going to add 3 to 4 quarts of water. You want to cover the beans all the way and leave like a ½ inch at the top for absorption, because as they cook, they will absorb more water. And this is when the long period of time comes in. So let's add this water. Add a little more. Okay. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to put a lid on that. Well, actually, we'll give it a stir here first. Get all those little crusties that are stuck to the bottom and the sides broke free, because that's the tasty parts. Okay. Now, before I put that in there, I'm going to do one more thing. So, put 1 tablespoon of butter and bouillon ham. Okay. And then we're going to put in 1 tablespoon of butter and bouillon. This is the garlic, roasted garlic base. I told my daughter she should use this for when she makes her garlic bread, because it'd probably be really, really good. But it'd probably be really strong, so you'd have to just do it in moderation. Okay. Put in there 1 tablespoon of that. Okay. So now we're going to let this simmer for approximately an hour and a half. So we're going to stir it every now and again, but she's going to simmer for an hour and a half so we can get those beans nice and tender. All right, well, I will see you guys back when we do our next step. Okay, so if anybody is wondering what I say about at a low rolling boil, this is what I was talking about. Just to give you an idea. Just above a simmer. That's what you want to have it. And we'll let that go now, like I said. I got until it come up to temperature, probably about an hour and 15 minutes left. All right, it's just on average so the beans get softened up. You don't want to be eating hard beans. That's the worst. We'll be back in a little while. Okay, while we're waiting here for the beans to get done, we got our pound of shrimp here, and this was medium, deveined and peeled. And what I did was I thawed it and cut it in half to get smaller pieces, because you don't need a big whole chunk of shrimp in your soup. So, especially with the beans being as big as they are. That's just my opinion. So we're going to take some garlic powder here. We're going to put in here about quarter to half a teaspoon of that. We're going to put in here about another half a teaspoon of the Creole seasoning. And then we're going to take Texas Pete's hot sauce here. And let me shake this up first. We're going to put in there about a teaspoon, like 3 to 4 dashes, just to coat it all. Like a little extra. So we're going to give this a stir. Get them all nice and coated, everything, all the spice gets mixed around. Okay, so again, we're just gonna let this sit. We got about another half hour. I'm gonna put this in the fridge so it stays cool. But we got about another half hour till the beans should be starting to soften up. And then we'll add these two in and we'll be continuing on. Okay, so it's just about an hour and a half. I'm actually getting we're at the point where I got to go somewhere and do something, so I'm trying to hurry this along, which I don't like doing, but it's okay. So we're going to take the sausage that we cooked earlier and we're going to pour in there. And we're going to take this shrimp that I cut up. We're going to pour that in there. Okay. And we're going to take the 2 of these bay leaves. We're going to drop 2 bay leaves in there. And we're going to put those on simmer for 10 to 15 minutes just to get the shrimp done. And then we'll give her a try. Now this will thicken up as it sits. So when you turn this off and let it sit, I would suggest letting it sit for another hour after it's done cooking and done simmering. And it will thicken up here to a nice hearty kind of beans with some sauce. Alrighty, so this is how she come out. Like I said, as this sits for a little bit, it'll start to thicken up, which is already starting to do. And she is nice as hot. As you can probably see the steam coming off of there. We're going to take a bite here and try it. I'm suspecting with this Creole seasoning in there that it's going to be a little spicy. And everybody knows how I am with spice. Mmm. Mmm. Yeah. Got a little bit of spice to it. The beans are 95% of the way there. So we're just gonna let that sit and let them absorb some of that flavor and that juice into them, which will cause the broth to thicken up. Also, they will then be either all the way soft, but this is really good. Okay. I hope you guys enjoy this one. Please hit the like and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.